Hi, my name is Rene Liaw, and today I'll be sharing with you guys what we call the Opulence Global Team Strategy. And the main purpose of this is to help you get to the sort of the 10K plan even faster, which is potentially earning $10,000 per month as fast as you can. And so there's four main goals here to create that momentum is number one, then to sustain it, to advance it, and repeat over and over again. So let's get right into this here. So when you first get started, of course, you're going to have your left team and your right team. And of course, before you came on board as a partner, there's obviously partners before you, such as Jane and Bob. Now, what I was taught, this strategy, I was quite impressed because the whole thing of building two teams, left team, right team, is if you're kind of bouncing back and forth, left, right, left, right, left, right, you're not really creating momentum in one team yet first. So what I was taught was the leg that you share in common with the people above you. So in this case here, you are on Jane and Bob's right side. So you share that right leg together with Jane and Bob. And what I was taught was to first create momentum on one leg first. So in other words, instead of putting one right, one left, one right, one left, one right, one left, what I was taught was the very first three people, like A, B, and C, and these are partners that decide to get started with you to want to, build their own business, and you place them into your right team, you put them on top of each other. Because when you place B below A is very happy, of course. When you put C below B is very happy, but of course now A is even happier. And that's sort of creating this good momentum at the start. The second step, of course, is then to advance the momentum. And you can do that by teaching A, B, and C to follow the same strategy. So we all, as a team, are benefiting together from the strategy because now A places their first three people and B can place their first three people. And it might not happen in this exact order, but that's the whole idea. And of course, C places their first three people. And the cool thing is, even Bob, who is right before you, he'll put his first three people on the right side, and same with Jane. So really, every single person is contributing to this sort of team effort and building one leg together first by placing the first three people on the right team, which is what we call the common leg, essentially. And of course, step three is to sustain the momentum by teaching the strategy to all the new people who come on board. And of course, it keeps on going down to infinity. So it's a really an infinite thing because it never stops going. And in the Opulence Global Compensation Plan, if you watch that video before this one, and I do suggest you to watch that video before watching this video today, is you'll see how it pays to infinity, and it's such a huge benefit because you can benefit from all of the sales happening now, of all the product sales happening in your organization. So what's going to happen here is on your right team, you're going to create a lot of volume. And for example, that might be 50,000 of volume so far. However, on the left side, you have zero, of course, but all you've done so far is place three people essentially. And what you do now is you repeat. So you create momentum again by placing essentially everyone else that you would place on your left team. And now you're building this one leg and you're putting a lot of momentum into it by fueling just that one leg, D, E, and F, and it could be G, H, I, J, K, and everyone else comes in on the left-hand side. In the long run, you're going to look at which leg is basically less, and you're going to go and help build that leg. So you're always helping both of your teams in the long run. So step one, create that momentum. Step two, of course, is to advance it and teach D, E, and F to place their first three people on the left side. So D1, D2, and D3, of course, E1, E2, E3, and of course, it just keeps on going down to infinity. And you want to sustain that momentum by, again, teaching the same strategy to all of those people as well, too. So as you can see here, now, based on understanding the compensation plan, the previous video that we have, which is now the volume you have on the right, every time you have from as little as 300 on the lesser leg up to 1800. So in my example, I'm using the level 4 power cycle. Every 1800 of sales on the left team will basically take 2/3 from the bigger leg, which is 3,600. That adds together to 5,400, and you make that power cycle totaling $460. The cool thing is that any remaining volume just remains there until the following week. So let's say the following week you have another 1,800, Again, with the balance remaining of 46,400, it takes 1,800 on the left, 2/3 on the right at 3,600. Add that together for 5,400, and boom, again, you have another power cycle of $460. So as you can see here, this might not necessarily happen, 1,800 per week. I mean, if you had enough for 1,800 times 2 in 1 week, you'd make double this. So you can be doing these cycles multiple times per week. So again, so if in 1 week you actually had 1,800 times 3 of volume on the left leg here, you would actually see this happening and earn this 460 times 3 for that entire week. So it's every, in this case, you can see here the power of this is that now as D, E, and F get to work, and and they're bringing in more sales, and then D1 brings in more sales, and so everyone now who's selling products is now generating you volume. And again, your left volume will forever continue to grow with momentum. Your right volume again. So even though I'm showing you that there's a bit of a deduction in the volume on the right side, so the 50,000 became 46,400, became 42,800, became 35,600. I want you to realize that it's actually still going up every single day of the week of the year, because you have people who are ordering products, people who are launching their business, upgrades happening, retail sales happening. So your volume is actually always growing on a weekly basis. But just to understand the numbers here, I'm showing that it's being deducted. But again, because there's constantly new products being sold and people getting started, getting products, it continues to grow anyways. So it's actually going up, up, up on a weekly basis. And that's how I was taught when I first got started to the 10K plan and get a super speed. And again, so the importance of this, just to really quickly recap, is number one, timing and positioning is really everything, because the sooner that you launch your online shop, the faster your team grows, because now you're in the system. And in some cases, even missing one person can translate to hundreds or even thousands of more missed out people. Because if, for example, the person, let's say that's you, if you happen to fall below person A instead of being above person A, and A happens to build a really huge left team, and you are below A, then you don't benefit from the work that A does on their left team. And that could equate to a few people or a lot of people as time goes on. So my suggestion is always grab your position by either being a retailer, lifestyle promoter, or lifestyle advisor. All three will get you that position. And the important thing is to sort of get that position locked in there. And again, someone could join before you and help you. So the person who just joined right before you will also bring in their first 3 partners, and you want to get in before them. So what that's saying is, you see Bob, who's right above you, and at the very bottom right, Bob placed Bob 1 and Bob 2. Well, you benefit from the work of the person who just came on board before you, all of them, because they haven't placed their first 3 people yet. So you actually benefit from the efforts done by the people who came in before you. You also benefit from the effort of people who come in after you. So in short, timing is really important, because you want to be higher up. And so again, don't forget the team above you will also be bringing in their first 3 partners. You want to be getting before them. So some really last minute important notes. Number one, your position can be inherited by your loved ones and passed down to your children. That's why we're building this business for residual income, for that main purpose. Again, it matters more that you secure your position as soon as possible. Why is that? Because the more people in your team that you can get paid on, of course, and benefit, and from the work being done by other people. But of course, always support them as well. So thank you for watching. That's the team strategy again, to help you get to the 10K plan even faster. Recap, create momentum, advance momentum, stay momentum, repeat that as well too. And what happens next? Well, again, A does what you did, B does what you just did. Everyone's doing what you just did, which is 3 on the common leg, build their other leg, and everyone benefits the same way. So again, hope you enjoy watching this video. I just can't stress enough really how important it is to get yourself launched with your online shop as soon as possible. By being a retailer, lifestyle promoter, or lifestyle advisor. Again, my name is Rene Liaw, and thank you for watching.